Yeah.
Start.
Leave me alone.
Drink my drink right now.
Cheers.
I got herpes.
Hold on now, you can get up out of here with that. You get up out of here with that, man.
We're going to jump his ass.
Them people
Get
just
up out
got
of
this
here.
shit.
It might be the last show y'all see this brother. What's happening? It's your boy Carly Parshawn here with a little paint with it, a little seasoning with some reasoning. Today we gonna do a little freestyle. The show we had lined up, stuff didn't work out, didn't line up, but we gonna have that part two, bridging the gap between us. We gonna have that coming real soon. But today, we just gonna rock it out today. We got Shannon up in here. We appreciate you hanging out with us. How you doing today?
It's a pleasure. I'm doing very well. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
When we start going from, never mind.
Nah, I was gonna say, how you doing? Go ahead and say what you got to say, brother.
Don't be jealous because I'm here. Don't be jealous.
Yeah, how y'all doing today? I'm in the house with these two today, so this gonna be
It's gonna be entertaining.
interesting.
Be real entertaining. Where should we start? First off, how y'all doing? Let's go there. How everybody doing up in here today?
I'm ready for some warm weather.
It's been warm the last few. Yeah.
Well, I was in New Orleans last weekend, and it was freezing.
Oh, okay.
But coming back, I mean, I want some summer. I'm ready for summer.
Okay. If you were back home in California, would it be warm?
It would be fair. It would be sunny, consistently sunny, fair weather. Not these 30s in the morning and then,
So what you saying?
I love it here.
Oh,
I love
okay.
Atlanta.
All right. Cause
I like how you did that. I like how you did
I'm
that.
just saying. I'm just saying.
What is you saying?
I'm saying though, we already full.
Okay.
Okay. So if this ain't something that you don't like up in this,
Well, you sponsor me, so
Damn.
there's that. No returning to sender.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
Oh man. All right, let's go ahead and jump in to the news. This has been going on for a few weeks now. We got Georgia's DA, Fannie Willis, on trial.
Yeah.
And I don't even, I guess it's just to prove that she was.
They're trying to get her, since her credit ain't no good.
Right. Based off of her dating somebody that she hired that didn't have experience. He was married?
He was
And
separated.
he didn't have experience in.
He was what?
He was separated. He was legally separated.
He's married.
There's plenty of people that's married out here that are dating.
I don't know what them people do. I'm talking about what they doing.
Oh
He's
man,
married.
I don't think
allegedly. You hating.
that's not
I
a
don't know what the people doing.
that's not a good placeholder for her status because there's plenty of people who have not been legally divorced that are out dating.
Nigga married, man.
I guess, but okay, carry on.
So that was my thing. So they're saying they're trying to discredit her and saying basically the case that she has against
Trump.
more so Trump. I ain't heard nothing about the Young Thug case.
They don't care about that.
They don't care about that one. It's more about the Trump because it's all Trump people in there shooting at her, the prosecutors, to discredit her so that she can't move forward with the voting situation that he had down here that he was.
They just stalling it.
Yeah. So it's been going. It's live, and everybody had a lot to say about her, just her demeanor in the courtroom.
She got a right to stand up for herself. She ain't playing. She not on.
Fonnie is acting out. She's acting up.
I don't think so. I think they trying to. Lady got a whole career. She made her career. She's standing up for her career right now, and they bringing up stuff that ain't really got nothing to do with nothing. Cause we played, but he is legally separated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they brought that up. That has nothing to do with what she's representing. You know what I'm saying? And they trying to attack her credibility, and she's sticking up for herself. I ain't mad at her. Handle your business, like she said. I'm not on trial. They is.
Yeah, they are trying to.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, she got a voice and she using it instead of sitting up there playing.
politics.
Yeah, she like, nah, we ain't doing that. Absolutely not. I'm with her.
And one of the points they tried to use was saying that she was using taxpayer money that she got from, I guess, one of the cases they worked on together or something. And it was, all of that. Yeah, all that allegedly.
So they can't prove none of that, man.
Yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, I'm with her. Go and do your thing.
Do your thing.
She's definitely making some clips. People are clipping her up, and
if I send you this, then I mean business.
I mean this.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't come to play.
This is what we not doing.
And the way she sat down in that chair and was rolling her neck, I was like, okay.
Oh, she had the gangster lean in the chair. She was like this the whole time.
She should have ironed her.
She was like, you weren't up next for witness, but I felt like I should be next.
She could have ironed her outfit though. I didn't like the collar.
I guess they said she just ran out because after her boy got off the stage, she said she couldn't wait to get in that seat.
I should have been next. I figured I was next.
She trying to get it over with. She got things to do. She ain't got time for that, man.
Oh man, that's funny.
She's standing on business. That's for sure.
Yeah, she is. When did you adopt that saying?
I didn't. I never did. I never did. You know, you've not heard me say that.
You never said that.
Why you picked today then? I don't know. How you been though? I ain't seen you in a while. Everything good? Okay. All right.
Oh my goodness. Moving on. The state of Alabama has passed a law. Well, they haven't passed a law, but they sent the law up to their Supreme Court questioning embryos, saying that people that kill or dispose of embryos should be tried for killing children. How do y'all feel about that?
It's a reach. I mean, I'm pro-life. Well, excuse me, I'm pro-choice. So I mean, that's a reach for me.
Yeah,
like
that's kind of ridiculous.
All that, you talking about embryos? Come on, man.
It's an embryo. It's an embryo.
And I ain't gonna say it like, what I'm saying? It ain't even nothing yet. Let's keep it real.
Right, let's be 100. And it's funny. One of the greatest that we don't talk about enough, George Carlin. My dad just posted a clip of him talking about that. And he was saying, if you're going to lock up people for disposing embryos, you got to lock up every woman because every cycle she have, she can get rid of an embryo. So what we doing?
I mean, but they ain't got nothing to do.
It's ridiculous.
Anything
man.
to police a woman's body.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, these politics is getting out of control to where it's literally just attacking everything a woman does or can't do that they don't want women to do. And it's funny that it's about population.
Right.
And it's the Republicans.
I mean,
and you know what it is with the Republicans. They scared of us.
I mean,
they don't want no more of us.
Well, they not finna be the majority no more. In a few years, they're not going to be the majority.
That's true.
So they trying to tighten up on this having babies and all this stuff and locking folk up. Because, locking people up is the new slavery anyway.
That's a fact.
So,
yeah, that's bullshit. That whole
Alabama
can get up out of here with that.
Yeah, they're getting out of control with that. What else we got in the news? I want to talk about the housing market.
That's real.
Rentals. As y'all know, if y'all been here the last 3 weeks, I've always, last 3 weeks I've talked about us having squatters in our neighborhood and figuring out everything. And when we tried to get a handle on the actual owners of the house, it was an issue. It wasn't much of an issue, but it was a company that owns a lot of houses. Yeah. So they don't have hands and eyes on the house. And normally we don't think nothing about it. We're like, oh, whatever. But now that it could become an eyesore, it could become a danger to the neighborhood, you want the owner to step in and have hands on to do this. And they'll tell you, no, we don't have the resources to do.
Yeah, they'll tell you to actually do the work.
Right.
And then send them the bill.
Right. and so then the issue is no longer about, okay, how can we protect our neighborhood? It's about the people that own these houses don't care enough. All they want to do is make sure that they get their rent. Yeah. So when you look at how many houses they buy throughout the U.S. versus the person that's trying to have the American dream house, they buying up these houses, they inflate the rent. Yeah. And it cuts out the person that's really working, that's trying to get into these houses. And they're not going to sell these houses. They continue to buy, continue to buy, and it shuts us out. And a lot of times, people tend to say, "Oh, I'm doing investment properties, this and that." But when they turn around and sell their house, they sell it to these property. I mean, these big management companies.
They come with a number they can't refuse.
Right. And once that happens, another homeowner is not going to be able to get that house.
Right.
And after a while, you look around, everybody grass knee high. You know, stuff is just going to the trash. So I just wanted to talk about how important that is. And you know, if you own your house, you paying, hold on to it. Hold on to your house. So, y'all got anything on that?
Nope.
I just feel like when they made these rules for the Airbnbs and the owners having to either live in them, or they limited the properties that the Airbnb owners and hosts can have, I think that should have somewhat applied to these corporations and what they can do with these homes, as far as leaving them vacant, as far as maintaining them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got oversight on the wrong things. They're focused on the wrong damn things, to me.
I agree with that. Yeah. Well, of course, this is America. They focus on their money.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. They don't want to get their money. Capitalism. That's what America is.
At its finest.
Speaking of Airbnbs, we had a situation. I don't know if you've seen the post or not, but there was a lady that had an Airbnb. A man went and rented it, sub-rented the Airbnb, and he showed up with a woman that was not.
Back it up a little bit.
Well, okay,
he rented the Airbnb for a large party, a large dinner party.
Okay.
And he, of course, with most Airbnbs, you have to submit your guest list. And he did that. And then at the last minute, he submitted an additional few names.
Okay.
And so the owner was accommodating of that and said, make sure you follow the rules. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. And then as she noticed that she checked the Ring camera. I don't know if she checked it intentionally or she was just notified by the Ring camera. And then now the story begins where you were starting.
Oh, and that was one of the questions. You can go ahead and finish it because I had questions about it myself.
Wasn't it said she did it out of spite though because he complained about
said
something?
that he had a complaint.
Well, because
he left a bad review.
Well, it was because he
say what happened first before we go into.
He did go ahead and submit the additional guest list, and then apparently there were a few more people that showed up. So he was outside of the parameters of their agreement. Okay. As a result, she billed him like $960 for the fees associated with violating those rules. He wanted to dispute it, and they were going back and forth. So there was that, I'm not paying it, well, you got to pay it. So she then went on to contact his wife via email and then presented the video evidence of him going into the home with a woman that was not her.
So was the wife at the party?
No.
Okay. So how did she know he was married? That was my one question. How did she know he was married and how to contact his wife?
That I don't know. I've not even rented an Airbnb ever.
You know, it's so crazy. To me, she's very unprofessional. Because somebody can complain on your property, whatever they want to. That's part of being a renter. You know, a homeowner and what Airbnb, whatever. They complain all day. For you to go that route, let's say you go that route, somebody end up dead. That's your fault.
I don't think it was the review that prompted her to.
That's the report. It said
the report.
That's the report.
No,
review
because
is why
he didn't pay
because
the fees.
he didn't want to pay for the fees.
Even with that, it's laws in place for you to get your money, whatever you got to do. I wouldn't even pay you now.
Well, that was where they're at.
But I'm
so
saying,
now
like,
she has to sue him civilly.
Right.
And then what he has to have some rights for evasion of privacy.
He's suing her now.
And he's gonna win that.
Yeah, he's suing her.
Right.
I mean, just as messy as it is, that he should honor the contract and pay the lady whatever.
Right.
She was out of line for that, man. Like,
yeah,
you go to if you ain't getting your money, you go the law way. That's what the laws, your protection is for. What you did, you out of line for that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it showed that I wouldn't want to live in I wouldn't want to rent one of her properties. You watching us at this point. You watching us.
but I think if you're on the up and up and you pay your fees and you leave, you'll never have to worry about any surveillance or anything like that.
I mean, if somebody gonna videotape me, I want to know.
You're gonna have. Well, you see the Ring camera when you walk in. It wasn't inside.
No, they was inside. The picture I see, they were in the house.
The picture that was posted was outside at the front door.
The front door.
I don't think there's video surveillance inside. That's actually against the law.
Yeah, no, that's against the law.
I say, man, we all against the law now.
Outlaws up in this
so
thing.
I don't know,
but
man.
I think at the same time, because I know cases in California of people moving into an Airbnb and occupying it and not leaving, and the owner having to now legally evict them. I think that she is probably looking at the system and what she's faced against, and the likelihood of her recovering that $1,000 is going to cost her more in the end. Yeah. So yeah, she was very, very vindictive.
She was. I mean, she ruined her name. You know,
the business
for $900. She's probably gonna get kicked off the platform.
They gonna be like, yo, we don't need that kind of smoke.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Like that's what the law is for. That's what your protection's for. You paying somebody for this protection, and you do that because you like, I'm gonna show him. But you're gonna end up losing that then. And 9 times out of 10, if he ain't married, you really look stupid.
Right.
Or if wives don't leave.
Which probably
how you know it might have been a swinger party for all we knew.
Right.
Like you don't know.
Ain't. But she still didn't know. The wife didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, he might have been on his past. We don't know.
I was like, man, that was my cousin, man. When she just came in, we just had to go on to find us somewhere to be at. Really.
Then the wife should have known about it then.
You're right. I'm just trying to.
What if it was a surprise party with a wife?
She probably would have been in attendance at some point.
I mean, he didn't get that far.
He did. The whole weekend closed out.
I'm always riding with the dude. I'm always going to ride with the dude.
Of course. Oh, slime bag. Both of them were totally wrong, though.
Oh,
they were wrong.
Oh, well, all right. Well, that's all I got for the news. Whew. All right. Let's talk about some other stuff that's just out there. We got Scottie Pippen.
Pippen.
That's what I said. Pimpin'. Hey, look, my tongue heavy. Like
Pimpin'.
I'm the only native here. Scottie Pippen.
Oh, stop it.
That's just bad.
Horace Grant and Luke Longley, they're on a tour called the No Bull Tour. And they're actually just going around telling their side of the Jordan documentary.
Oh, God. For real?
And people are paying them. I think it's based out of Australia, and then I think they're going to start coming here to talk about it. How do y'all feel about this?
Get money. They got a right to tell their story. Did they look bad in the documentary? No, I didn't think so.
I didn't think so.
But we know Horace Grant, from what I understood, him and Jordan didn't get along after he left. You know, him and Pippen got their ups and downs, whatever they got going through. Luke Longley, you just look for a check, I'm thinking. You want your name.
Is that Luke?
That's what I said. I'm like, dang, is that Luke Longley? Like,
he looked completely different.
But I mean, they got a story to tell. Somebody gonna pay to hear it. Why not?
Yeah, you have a point. Everybody deserves to get their check, but they could have sat on the podcast and got that out to a lot more people.
You know, Pimpin has done that. He's went up. I'm going to keep saying what I got to say. Pimpin has always done that. He's always gone and talked about the food. Well, I won't say that. His opinion of what he feels about Jordan and what was happening when they was there. But, yeah, they have a tour. It's called the No Bull Tour. I personally feel like, and this goes along the lines of what I've said about Club Shay Shay and all of those things. At some point, integrity goes out of the window, and people don't want to deal with situations on a personal level, and they would rather get paid for putting their traumas out there. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I, for one, am more of a private person, so I don't want to get paid for me to have my personal disagreements on the world stage.
Sure. But you're a regular guy. You work, you maintain your living, yada, yada, yada.
I mean, even with that, though, it all depends on where you are with it. Like, a lot of things you could talk about with whoever if you're okay with it. Some things people won't want to discuss, and they keep them private because they haven't reached a point to where no matter what nobody say, they're okay.
Yeah.
Like, no matter when you being. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying some people, the being judged is the part they can't sit
Good
with.
point. That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So they hold it in. You know what I'm saying? But if you're okay with what comes from it,
Let it ride.
Yeah, don't let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Get your check. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a side too, man.
And when it comes down to it, it's entertainment. Like Club Shay Shay he's not being the messy person. He's creating a platform.
He's very much being a messy person.
I don't believe so.
I feel because he creates that platform.
Well, that's what he's doing, and everyone has a choice as to what they discuss. He can feed them questions all day long. They can choose to not answer those questions.
But the difference is if
he's instigating.
If you have a show and your show is about football, and I come and I talk to you about football, we good. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to Wendy Williams, back then, it's probably going to be some stuff that's going to come and hit me sideways. Mm-hmm. So if I come to you and you start hitting me sideways, I'm like, wait a minute. And whatever I say I fall into that trap. And whatever I say, if I spoke about Ralph, and then in 2 weeks, here come Ralph with his side.
He deserves to speak his piece too.
That's what I'm saying. But now you've created a platform. So when Ralph gets there, he says something about Afro-Rican, about Crespo. 2 weeks later, here he come on your show. Now you're creating a culture.
It's such a money grab for them right now because guy broke it down. I was watching something on Instagram. A guy broke it down. He said Shannon Sharp was making at one point $3,000 an hour from YouTube, which is a lot of money considering how many views you got to get. Mm-hmm. He said he broke it all the way down like that. He was making $3,000 an hour just for that. We didn't learn nothing about nothing from watching it. It's just a bunch of gossip, and I'm disappointed in the men because this ain't what men supposed to do. You ain't supposed to sit up there and gossip. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams did not need Shay Shay to say none of the shit he said. Dang.
Almost.
Yeah. He didn't need it. So it was a money grab. So it was we gonna call it good business in that aspect. And he see the money in it and he gonna keep rolling with it. So whoever wanna come on there and air their dirty laundry, he got a platform for you to do it. But you gotta get ready for the backlash. One thing I learned about watching Joe Budden is that he said when you have a show based around guests, it doesn't work. Because eventually you're gonna run out of guests. And I'm watching all the drink champs and all that. Like they just they grabbing anybody just to have a guest. You know what I'm saying?
That was a whole man.
Like but it still comes on. And some episodes I watch if I'm interested in what the artist got to say. Mm-hmm. But you could just see like a lot of these shows that were based around guests, they disappearing because if I do your show, then I turn around and do Shannon's show. How different can the questions be?
They're gonna relate.
In some way or shape or form. So what I'm going to do is whatever I say to you, or I'm going to watch his show, because his show probably aired first.
And respond to it.
And I'm just going to mix up the questions.
Right.
And ask the same questions again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, even with our show, like, it's hard getting guests. Well, for one, we got to come for free. And two, we ain't nobody's. You know what I'm saying? But at one point, you got to look at it like, this is our show. Mm-hmm. We don't need a third person or a fourth person to come sit because this is us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just got to be able to carry it. You know, so when you see these shows with all these guests, they can't carry the show. So they bring guests on, and that was lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
Because I can't say he expected it to be that big, but we talking about gossip, dirt, whatever. I'm gonna use the word you fake people use it because I'm definitely low vibration. So we're gonna go with it. You low vibration.
I said that to somebody yesterday joking, and they looked at me like they wanted to slap.
Yeah, oh man, you know what I'm saying?
But
you know, that's what's happening right now. You know, like somebody asked me today about some show. It's got to be trending. So when things are trending, I stay away from.
Me too.
Why I married this guy? Who did I marry? I don't something. They was like, you don't know nothing about that. I'm like, why would I know about that? I said, so if that's what's trending, let me go find out what this government doing while y'all watching that nonsense. Because Shay Shay took y'all for 2 weeks, and now we on who this lady married. I guess she got like 50 parts. She got a movie deal out of it or something. Right. Let me go find out what's going on in this world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going on. And speaking of the world, did you see in Virginia that they got too many Asians going to this high school? So they changed up the rules to where it was a big deal. This high school judge, I think it was John F. Kennedy. It was like the biggest high school. It was rated #1 high school in the country at one point. And it's like 70% Asian. So they changed the rules up a little bit, and so now the Asian community is following. They tried to take it to the Supreme Court for discrimination, but the Supreme Court shot it down. They was
right,
like,
we just don't
like,
got y'all.
They was like, we don't even want to hear about it. They wouldn't even hear it. So I'm just like, oh, that's what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Like these are things I'll be looking for. You know what I'm saying? With Shannon Sharp talk about the people, I could care less.
Yeah, and you know when you say that type of stuff, people don't realize how true it is. Like you said, if you throw something out there and it's trendy, and you look the other way, it's usually something else going on. And history would tell you that when the Romans was taking over the world, basically, what they would do to distract people would do gladiator shows. And people would go out and watch all them folks kill each other while they was backdoor doing some crooked stuff with the government. That still applies today. So don't get caught up. It's good if you're going to watch that. But also, let me get to some real stuff, too. Let me dig something. I ain't finna just, because you threw it on my plate, I ain't going to eat it just because you threw it on my plate.
If everybody's smart, they hope their name they got mentioned, and they're going on tour. People gonna come. At this point, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned your name? Mike F did it the best way I seen it. I'm going to throw my name in this.
Yeah.
And see what I get with Shake. And what happened? Next thing you know, he on tour.
Clean.
Like it's just high.
Well, he was already on tour.
But he died. He got more material. You see, Eddie Griffin threw his name. I ain't know Eddie Griffin still did stand up. He threw his name in there just to get Shannon. And Shannon peeped it. You know, he's like, oh, I see what the thing to do now. Just mention my name.
He said, I'm not going to
views.
address it.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not going to address it.
That's the best thing he can do. But
and Chad tried to talk him out of it. Nah,
Chad
man,
see the money in it. Absolutely.
You got to do this. He was like, nah, my sister told me just don't address it. Like, leave it alone.
Then the show gonna go down.
Yeah.
When the show get going back to
you know who was on this last show?
Who?
Johnny Manziel.
See what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody talking about that.
You know, I'm just seeing what I'm saying.
There's a lot of his shows that no one's talking about.
Nobody talk about. Right. Because Usher came on right after Cat. No, 21 Savage came on right after Cat. But it seems like, and see, this is the thing. This was the smart thing that he did do. I have to give him credit with this. We as black people that watch stand-up comedians, and we know our stand-up comedians, they have always had cliques. They have always had disputes with each other. They have always had these backdoor arguments they would just never put on Front Street. And Shay has allowed them, if you notice, all the people that's beefing, they're comedians. And this stuff has been there.
It's the year. It's about that time.
It's been there for years.
But it's about that time they love beef. It's been
so a while. He picked the right avenue because nobody else has. I mean, how often do you get stand-up comedians to go on Good Morning America? Or, you know, whatever. America? No, I'm just saying, you know, the regular daytime talk shows. The regular daytime
their
talk shows.
Their visibility isn't.
Yeah, it's not on there.
Not everybody checking for what one of them say.
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's what monetize, man. Get the money.
I can dig it.
There's something for everybody out there. You don't have to watch it, but
yeah, I can dig it. Speaking of one of those situations, no, I don't even want to go there because we'll be just gossiping too. Anyway, I saw a video earlier today. This brother was talking about how, and I had plenty of questions, but I just want to lay out what I saw and what was being said. This brother has a girlfriend. His girlfriend stays with him, and he had a daughter that was graduating from college. He helped pay for her college, and she's supposed to get married in August. Her real dad didn't pay child support. Kind of pops up here and there.
Yeah, I seen that's old. I seen it.
Oh, okay. Pops up here and there. And come to find out when they started doing the marriage arrangement, she said, I want my real dad to walk me down the aisle. So he had a problem with it. Also, when they did the guest list, I think it was like 250. He said he only invited 20 people and told his wife, his girlfriend, they're not even married. They've been together for 10 years. I only got 20 people that's going to come, so send out the invites. He said he paid for all that stuff. He said saw his homeboy at the golf course and said, hey, man, you get the invite? He was like, I ain't getting no invite. I got an announcement. He was like, what? He said he went to the car. He pulled out the announcement. It was an announcement, no invite. So he brought it to his girlfriend. And she was like, well, we got enough people coming, this and that, boom, boom. So boy was just like, you know what? They had some kind of luncheon, like a rehearsal luncheon or something. And the real dad showed up. And the daughter pretty much put on the show. Like, yeah, this who gonna walk me down the aisle. And that's when he said, you know what? Both of y'all can get out my house. How y'all feel about that?
Both of y'all as in?
The mom and the daughter can leave. What y'all thoughts on that?
Ralph?
Let me see. I think I'm with him. Even though it's not your day, you got feelings just like the human part of you took over, and I understand it. That could be a lot of overwhelming.
And he's paying for the wedding.
I mean, it ain't even about the money. I think it's just about the point of somebody that wasn't there get to make. I think that's it in a nutshell for him. If he get to walk him down and his friends don't get to come, he don't give a damn.
Yeah, he don't care about that.
You know what I'm saying? I could see me having that kind of reaction if one of my daughters got married, and well, I don't know, because we different because we all play a part. But if somebody came out the woodwork and was like, yeah, I want him to walk me down, I'd probably have an issue with it. I probably would. Yeah. Why y'all living together and y'all ain't married? I mean, that's me.
That was where 10 years
just,
and y'all not married.
Yeah,
I'm like,
just,
okay, what's
I was
really
just talking to
going
the homie at work today about that. I said, man, you buy that ring yet? Yeah. Man, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm talking to. I ain't gonna do him like that. Shout out to y'all, man. I just, he hurt, man, and he got the right to be hurt. Could he put that to the side for his daughter because it is her day? I don't know if I could, man. I'll be honest. I don't think I probably can't. Especially my money involved too. So I kind of pull the strings. Yeah, I think it ain't gonna be no wedding. It's gonna be a wedding, but I ain't. My sponsor name won't be on it.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull out on that one.
As if you again, history, dowries. A dowry is what people used to pay to have a daughter married off to you. A man had to pay the family to marry a daughter. And that's where the tradition comes to where they say the father of the daughter is supposed to pay for the wedding. Okay. So now here's this guy. It's not his dad. He has put you through college. And now he's paying for your wedding. And he said, I don't know how true it is, but he said the father didn't pay child support. And that's another thing I'm going to have issue. I'm going to jump into that. But for me, at that point, it's not even about the money. It's about the support that I have given you that somebody else hasn't. And I can relate to the daughter because I will say my brother has a different mother. And us growing up together, he would always, no matter what his mom did, it was the best thing in the world.
Absolutely.
It could be once every 2 or 3 months that she came by and dropped off some straws.
Absolutely.
But whatever was being done in the house, it was just normal for him.
Absolutely.
But he lived for those straws.
Absolutely.
So I understand where she's coming from, but at some point, you have to realize that the things that are in place that are happening is because of this person.
Yeah.
And if you can't realize that, then let me remove myself and let you get a taste of what it is without me.
You can never replace a biological parent, no matter what you do. I think that's something that us as step parents understand that. You can be upset. You can like, I do more than this. They share genes with this person.
Right.
So it's always going to be that connection. You can only love these kids how you want to love them and give them all the love you got. But you will never replace in their hearts a biological parent because they always yearning for that love.
Right.
So no matter what you do, you're never going to replace that person. And that's not even saying they don't appreciate you for what you've done. But it's still a certain love for that person that they're always gonna have. So I mean, with that being said, like I said, he was hurt. He didn't care about the money or nothing like that. His feelings were hurt.
Yeah.
And so he got to remove himself because he'll never be the same, and that'll hurt him in the future. For whatever woman coming, like he probably at the point now he out here like, if you got kids, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That was me, people.
That
was me.
That's me now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like and you like you said, your brother straws would have your dad could have just, you know what I'm saying, moved the world for you. Like, where my straws at?
Yeah.
Man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but because that they always yearn for that, no matter what. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. I going back to, and I wanted to ask Shannon this. One of the things that I did when I was dating was I did date a woman that had a child and the father wasn't present at all. And I would do more for the child than the biological father did. But for whatever reason, whatever the biological father did affected the woman I was dealing with more so than what our relationship was pertaining to her daughter. And it got to the point to where I just would just tell her, hey, well, you slept with the dude. Like, she would complain to me about what he's not doing, this and that. And I got to the point, like, you slept with the guy. You know what I mean? But I'm here doing this, doing that. I'm not getting no kind of, pat on the back, this and that, boom, boom. I wanted to ask you, I think a lot of times in situations where stepfathers come into households where a lot of women don't hold the biological fathers responsible for child support, and they have all kind of excuses. Why do you think that is, that they don't hold them responsible, but they expect for the guy that's there to do more?
I wouldn't say that there's an expectation for the present person to do more. I think the expectation is just to contribute to the household that you're currently occupying or are a part of. It's not to say that, and even with you saying that she would complain about her co-parent so much, and your response was, well, you slept with her. I think that there may have been some due diligence on her part. She may have pursued child support. She may have hit a brick wall. She may have now, previously, prior to you, had no outlet to share this with. So now that you're stepping in, I think that there's a part of that it's a save face. Well, he gets on my nerves. He doesn't do enough, because she sees you're doing, and that she wants you to know that he ain't been doing, but also at the same time, this is a reality. This is what you stepped into. And if you join my household and I have children, you are expected to contribute to the household. My kids are not your responsibility. If you take on an obligation, a financial responsibility to them, that is totally optional on your part. But contributing to the household.
What about discipline?
Say that one more time.
My kids are not anyone's responsibility but mine.
Are y'all married? Or y'all just shacking?
We are living together.
Y'all shacking?
We are living together. Effectively.
Effectively.
Go ahead and finish your thought. We're going to come back to that, though.
So that's what I'm saying is my kids are no one's responsibility but mine and my co-parents in an obligatory manner. If you join my household, if we're doing things together, if we're building a life together, whatever you do for the home is, of course, going to filter down to my children. And they are going to be a consideration as we operate in this effective household. But never am I going to say, you need to do this for my child because you're here. That's never going to come out of my mouth. That's ultimately on me.
How would you go about with discipline, the disciplinary aspect? Like, say if one of your kids was just off the chain and the dude was like, you know what, that ain't my kid, how would you go about if you wanted him to step in and say if he just stepped in on his own and you didn't like the way that it was being handled? How do you handle a situation? Because that's going to affect your relationship as well.
That happens with biological parents too, where they don't see eye to eye on disciplinary issues.
I think it's heavier though when it ain't your kid.
It only makes someone makes it heavier. Because it's not. It's still coming back to discipline. And if we don't see eye to eye on discipline, we got to get to the table and talk about how we need to effectively parent these kids.
Okay.
Because you may believe in corporal punishment, and I don't. But we need to sit down and talk about it, because we're going to have to be a united front. There's never going to be a discord in front of the child that you and I disagree on how they're disciplined.
But
we have to get to the table.
how can
and
you
talk
be
about
united front? Well, he basically don't even have to do nothing for the kids.
What do you mean?
Like you said, he don't have your kids are your responsibility. How united can y'all be if he doesn't take on that same energy of these kids are my responsibility? Is he there for you, or is he there for y'all?
He's there in the household for me ultimately, but it's a package deal. And when it comes to finances, my kids will never know the ins and outs of finances and who's contributing what. They know this household is running.
But what I'm saying is, if you have a man and you move him in your home, he should your kids become his responsibility, because he's responsible for their safety in that house. He can't be in a house like, and I'm not saying, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I couldn't see myself, and I'm just gonna use me, living with a woman with kids, and I say at some point in time, well, these ain't my kids, so I ain't got to do this, that, and the other for them. That's not a man that you should want around your kids, especially living with you, because you don't get to pick and choose when you become, and that reflects on this. That goes into discipline too. If you're not in all the way, you can never discipline my kids.
Who's to say what makes you think that someone's not in all the way?
At the point where he gets the option of what he does for the kids, not if you're living with the kid, they're like you like their dad. One king in a household. It ain't no, I'm just here for a short time. But no, if I'm in the household, I'm the king of this household. I'm gonna treat this household like it's mine to protect and everything else in it.
Okay.
Period. There is no, I don't have a choice to what I do and not do for these kids.
You don't have a choice?
Absolutely not.
I believe that everyone has a choice.
Then he needs to stay in his own.
No, that's a matter of having the conversation with the woman you're interested in before you enter the home. You have a conversation of what are your expectations with me, for me, and what I come along with. Because I'm going to have a conversation with him beforehand and say, hey, if we're going to share a household, my kids are in this household. So if you plan to contribute to this household, know that whatever it is you contribute is going to filter down into the household, whether it's extracurricular activities, whatever it is. They're not knowing that it's coming from his pocket.
I'm not even talking about on the money aspect. I'm talking about him being a man in the household. Period.
Okay.
That you want to do money, health. You want to do if they need a conversation, anything. Like when a man's in a household, he has to portray that man. He cannot be in a household because let's say he decide, well, this situation I don't want to deal with, but this one I do. And then he ultimately hits you one day with something that you might not be prepared to hear, and that's in that moment of these ain't my kids.
And I think it comes down to communication, because we are going to talk about where he's going to step in. If I feel like, hey, take that for me.
You can't tell it. If y'all in this house is a union, you don't get to give me a permission slip when I can be.
Take into consideration.
Let me finish. You don't get to give me a permission slip to tell me when I can do what I need to do in this household. That's not how a household needs to be ran.
That's your belief, your perception.
If you stop cutting me off, we can get to it. That's the main important thing here, because you're getting excited about it, and you don't have to be, because I don't live with you, and we don't have children together.
Right.
I'm talking to the men out in this world today. Don't live with a woman, and she gives you an option to what you do for her children. You're gonna set yourself up and end up fucking around in jail or something, because like he's talking about discipline. If that's not your husband, his discipline is verbal, and it's got to be light verbal at that, because I refuse to have a woman around my children discipline my children like they mother or my wife, and they might be gone the next week as my girlfriend because she said something to me. A woman can't be with me and tell me these ain't my kids. You know what? You right. But you ain't the woman for me, because I can't have you around my kids, because now I feel like you're not even there to protect my kids if you need to. Because you might decide at that moment, these ain't your kids.
I think you've moved the goalpost.
How?
Because it didn't start off with these ain't my kids. It was a financial contribution that we were talking about initially.
I didn't say anything. I didn't hear anybody say anything about financial.
It was the overall aspect of the position that man would take, and that encompasses all of that.
Yeah,
finances,
it's everything.
Security. I get what Ralph is saying, because as a man, if I come in and I just kind of pick and choose, if I come in and say, like, if your son, and then you got 2 daughters, so your 2 daughters love me, but your son can't stand my guts, so I do whatever I can do with the daughters, take care of them, but when it comes to your son, I'm just like, nah, I ain't dealing with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that option. As a man, if I'm coming in and I'm providing, I love to provide security. I provide safety and things to know if something go wrong, I'm going to be there to fix it or do the best that I can to fix these situations. So I can't pick and choose between how I'm going to do that between you and your kids. So at that point, when you do start making those differentials, are you really in it for us for real, or you get to pick and choose?
Are you asking from a man's standpoint? Because
No, I'm asking you. Like, it's okay to pick and choose like that?
Everyone has a choice. Everyone has a choice. You can wake up one day and decide you don't want no parts of none of this. Not me, not my kids, not the house, and you can decide to leave.
Yeah, I get my Spalding bag and I'm out.
Yeah, and that is your right. Again, when I am looking at creating a life with someone, I'm never going to say you are obligated to do something. I expect you to do something, because when I come into this, and that's again my mindset, my independent mindset that I've had is.
Do you think that could be a hindrance though?
Possibly, okay. Absolutely. But again, this is me, and this is, and it goes to the other side, is that if I expect you to do something and you fail to do it, then the ball has been dropped. So I can't completely relinquish everything to someone. These are ultimately mine. I created them with someone else. Someone else that has chosen not to take a part in their lives. So for me to say, now that you're here, they're yours. That it is your obligation now because you're here.
I don't think we're saying it in that aspect. We're saying it in the aspect of what I believe in a man should be able to provide to a household. So if I come into that, those are the things that come with me. And I'm not you shouldn't have to tell me what you expect. I should come in the door with those already in motion, because that, as a man, that's what I'm going to provide to this household. So I should never, right. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why we were kind of like saying men that are going to do these things versus, because you will have some that's, I'm here for the ride.
He here to get pussy.
He here for the ride.
He here to get pussy.
So call me when the kids go to
He here to get pussy.
Right.
He here to get meals cooked.
Right.
But he ain't got to do nothing with these kids. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is somebody's reality out there.
Right, you're right. And it's a problem.
But
with
it's a woman, because she's gonna tell that man, "I love that man." But you gonna love your children enough to have this man around your kids and not treat them like the love they got for you. It supposed to fall off onto the kids.
It absolutely should. I don't disagree with that.
And if you ain't here fully, you shouldn't be here. If you ain't here fully, you shouldn't be here.
Fully looks different to others, because there's parents, there are couples who've been married for years who always, the man that steps into the home with a family already established will always defer to the woman. Married 20 years, and it works for them. But that
means he's scared to be the actual man of that house.
I'm not making an assessment of it. I'm just saying that's somebody's reality.
What?
I can't. I'm not judging nobody's.
I'm gonna talk off facts. I'm gonna talk about what I done been through. I ain't talking about what I heard or what I read. I did it. 15 years strong. I'm still doing it to this day. There is no way possible I could have seen it going any other way. But when I took the job, I took a full-time job. I didn't take a part-time, partial hours. I took a full-time. I've been working there too long that I actually said that. I took a full-time job. That's it. That's all. It got to the point where biological's calling me for permission. I'm in the household. completely. I ain't there for just you, because if that's the case, I don't need to be here. That's unhealthy for the kids. I don't need to be here if I'm not being there for them, just like they came for me.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Have you been a co-parent in any other households?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. Am I supposed to go around being a professional stepfather or something?
I asked you a question.
Like, I'm just saying, like, what?
Adults have had multiple relationships.
There is not
children.
if a woman denies a man trying to do for her children 100%, she don't even love her own damn kids.
Deny. I don't think anyone said anything about her.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so I respect your perspective. Mine is a little bit different. I've had more than one relationship while I've had my children.
They live with you?
I have lived, yes. I've shared a home with more than one person with my children. My oldest is 29. My youngest will be 21 in a couple months. So yes. And it looks a little bit different than what your view is from my perspective.
But you moved, and I'm just asking, you moved them in to be with you or to be with y'all?
What do you mean?
Did y'all live together?
We did. And so don't assume that I moved
didn't
anyone
assume.
in.
That's why I said, let me ask you a question. Before you get offensive, I haven't done anything out of the way.
I need you to relax.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Did you move them in to be with you or to be a husband or whatever to the household? Because these are boyfriends, I'm thinking, because you've never been married, right?
And again, that was an assumption because I have.
You're not asking in the way of I'm done.
Okay, so
because you taking my word. Because I asked you 2 questions and you so offended.
Relax.
I can't relax when you keep cutting me off.
Okay, carry on.
And I'm just asking you a question: were these husbands or were these boyfriends? Because it's a difference. Okay. When I moved in with my kids, she was my fiance. She wasn't my girlfriend still. I didn't move in till I made that commitment to her. There will never be a situation where I'm moving in as a boyfriend. I'm not moving in nobody's house at this point. But I'm just saying, you move in with the intentions to be something at the end of the day. Our love, about time I get to move in, should already spread it to the kids. To where I feel like I need to be here full time. Not part time. And if I ain't there all the way with y'all, I shouldn't be there at all. That's too dangerous for the kids. I've seen that happen so many times. I got a homeboy, he like a brother to me. Raised this little girl. She called this man daddy. The minute they got divorced, now all of a sudden that ain't his daughter no more. He a whole ass dude for that. And that's my dog. But that's the kind of stuff I be talking about. The relationship you build with kids is real. I'm not having nobody around my kids that ain't about that. You can have the floor. I'm done.
Okay, so yes. Number 1, I didn't move anyone in. That's clarification number 1. I've joined a home with someone with my children. Number 2, I was in fact married in one of those long-term relationships. So, in both of those situations, the men took a different approach in their involvement in my children's upbringing. And I respected both of them for that. Period.
The thing is here, people move in different dynamics. Ralph, your experiences isn't law. Her experiences.
Oh, you ain't about to do that. You ain't about to do this. You ain't about to do that.
No.
You ain't about to do that.
Hear me out. I thought you was. Let me say what I got to say. Isn't law. Those are your experiences. Her experiences aren't law. Those are her experiences. Neither one says it's right or wrong.
Right.
I stand with you when you say, as a man coming into the house.
Let me stand.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm so pissed right now.
Can I finish? Nobody cut you off, and now
they did cut me off. But I'm telling you why. I'm so pissed at this subject right now. I don't even know what to do.
Well, we can move on.
I'm really there with it.
We can move
like
on.
Like for real.
I'm gonna finish saying what I got.
Go ahead. Go. This your house, bro. Do what you gotta do.
So at that, the fact that everybody moves differently. There is not a law when it comes to emotions and what we think is supposed to be the right way. Like we said before in traditions, we think we were supposed to go to church every Sunday. You get older and you say, nah, that really ain't working out for me. And you change up, okay? Like I said, I believe that if I move in or somebody moves into my house as a man, yes, I'm going to rule all of it. Them my kids, I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure they straight. If you're okay with a guy coming in and he does what he needs to do to make sure you're well, and it trickles down through your kids, whichever way you kind of make it happen, that's fine. But none of it is law.
I respect everybody's perspectives.
This is why men get off with so much nonsense now. Because the expectations have for them is so low.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Since we're talking about this, we're going to wrap it up with this question real quick. Should men have the option to legally opt out of having a child? In the sense of, say, we have sex, you get pregnant, she can go and get an abortion. Does he have the right to say, okay, if you don't want to get no abortion, I can legally walk away from this situation and I'm not liable? Should men be able to do that legally? Because the lady has the choice to have the abortion or not.
I think they do. Excuse me, they do in part because they can sign over their rights.
Okay.
And it's like they never existed.
But if the woman doesn't want him to, should he be able to do it? So say if she's pregnant, she's like, no, I'm having this kid. Should he be able to have the right to say, no, I don't want the kid, so we're not doing this?
Well, he can't make the decision about her terminating a pregnancy. He can only, his decision or his right is whether or not he's involved in the child's life. He can't say, I want you to go get an abortion. He can say that. He can even pay for it, but it doesn't mean she's going to go forward with it. And what he wants doesn't have any bearings on her decision making.
But in essence, she gets to choose.
Right. Because she's carrying it.
But he put it in there.
And he shouldn't have.
But that was a co-op decision.
No.
It was a collaborative decision.
Did they decide to have sex or did they decide to procreate? Because the assumption is that if you lay down to have sex, there's a possibility of procreating. So if you didn't, as a man, protect yourself and you gave your seed.
Where's her responsibility?
She also. But again, she's the carrier. So she's ultimately going to make the decision whether or not she's going to continue to pregnancy.
So she has more responsibility or more decision based off of her carrying it.
Because she's carrying it. And you don't need consent to have an abortion.
Okay. What you got on there, Al?
Bring the condom that broke to the courtroom.
Is the condom going to talk?
Bring the condom that broke. Show me a condom that broke into the courtroom.
Right, because it happens.
If you stick your thing in it, unprotected, you gave
you
up
can
your
assume,
right.
yeah. You're going to assume that you finna have that baby. Yeah.
Now, if you can show up with a condom that's broke, got both of y'all DNA on it, hey, man, I don't want this. And I try to do everything I could to prevent it. That's it.
I want to see that happen.
Yeah, it was just an argument. It was just the argument that I had. That's all I got today.
That's all you had?
That's all I got. Because, like I said, we just came up with this show in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally, we just came up with this show in 20 minutes. But again, man, we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, having a good time. I see that chat was jumping as usual. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We will be back next week. We'll probably be back at 6 o'clock next week. But we're going to have some conversations. Hopefully we can get that second part of the Bridging the Gap between us show going. Either way, man, y'all be safe in them streets. It's warming up a little bit. Get them sundresses get. You know.
Ow.
Get it. Okay, relax.
Getting it ready.
I'm going to need you to relax.
I mean, you said get it ready, right?
I need you to relax.
Oh, okay.
Right, what you got, man?
I was trying to find it real quick. It was something that I was tagged in about a culture about hairstyles and the laws that they kind of bring out to try to prevent them for many things. I guess it's a tag that I got put in. I can't find it.
Yeah,
but I posted in the group so everybody can follow it and we can just stay on top of it. It's something I think is more important. Because a lot of people like to wear these hot hairstyles, and you have the right to, but some of your employers don't allow And so you know, you got
it derived from I don't know what state was that.
That was
Texas?
Texas. Yeah, where the kid had dreads.
Actually, it was before that. He was second.
Yeah, it was one way before, like last year or sometime. And so they're literally saying he can't wear dreads at school. So
But there's the Crown Act. Like, there's an actual
That's
act.
the actual name of it.
yeah, the
The
Crown
Crown
Act.
That's the actual. But everybody follow that on.
Yeah, look that up
on IG.
Get into that.
And thoughts, opinions about it. You know what I'm saying? We are the people, and we have to make these choices. I got one thing I want to hit everybody with. You know, Killer Mike put this thing up about his idea for men that get a woman pregnant early on in life, about paying for vocational school for them and things like that. For 2 years, they wouldn't have to pay nothing. Mike, I want to know who paying for that. But let's take it back further than that. Let's go to curriculum. If you could put together a curriculum for high school, what would it be? In this day and time, would you have history in there at all? Would you, are we still, using cursive by that time? Like home ec, things like that, Votech, school and things like
Vocational,
that. Yeah. Are we still using these things? Are they needed? Like, what would you have as a curriculum? 6 periods. I'm interested. If you can, post it in the group. What would you have? Got 6 periods, hour apiece. I'm interested to hear what y'all think, or to read what y'all think.
That's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure you make a post about that so they can.
Yeah. Because a lot of people won't see it.
Right.
A lot of people won't see it. We are on our way to do another guy's show, so we'll hit y'all for that, so y'all can tune in and look out for him like y'all look out for us. It's always a pleasure, Shannon.
Always respect.
I ain't gonna say
I had to watch y'all be out the chain, so I just had to sit back and watch and put on my stripes, the referee shirt.
I mean, I'm good.
I love both of y'all, so I need y'all to be good. Anyway, again, like I said, man, we appreciate y'all coming, hanging out, and we gonna keep doing what we do, man. Y'all just come on back. Tell your friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. We got to go though.
Yeah, we got to go.
We got to go.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, we got to go. I'll holler at y'all. Hold it in the row.
We on our way, dog.
Right.